A computer is one of the few machines in the world that you use every day without ever truly seeing how it works. You press a button, and it comes alive. You click, and things happen instantly. You open Windows, run programs, play games, create worlds. But behind that glowing screen, there's something far more complex. A silent system, a hidden architecture, a collection of parts working together with perfect coordination. Because a computer is not just a device. It's a conversation between components. And once you understand those components, you don't just use a computer anymore. You understand it. We begin with the brain of the entire system, the CPU. At first, it sounds simple, the processor. But what it really does is extraordinary. Every instruction you give your computer, every click, every command, every calculation, passes through this tiny chip. It decides, it calculates, it executes billions of operations every second. It doesn't think like a human, but it processes like one, faster than you can imagine. And yet, no matter how powerful it becomes, it is nothing without the rest of the system, because a brain alone cannot function without memory. This brings us to RAM. If the CPU is the brain, RAM is short-term memory. It holds the information your computer needs right now, the apps you're using, the tabs you've opened, the tasks you're running. It's fast, extremely fast, but temporary. The moment you turn off your computer, everything in RAM disappears. Gone. Which is why more RAM doesn't make your computer smarter. It makes it smoother. Because the more it can remember in the moment, the less it struggles. But not everything is temporary. Some things need to stay. Files, photos, videos, your work, your memories. That's where storage comes in. Hard drives and solid-state drives. This is your computer's long-term memory. Unlike RAM, this doesn't forget. It keeps everything, even when the power is gone. But not all storage is the same. Older hard drives store data on spinning disks, mechanical, physical, almost alive in motion. Newer SSDs have no moving parts, just pure speed, faster loading, faster access, a system that feels instant. And in today's world, speed is everything. But a computer is not just about thinking and remembering. It's also about seeing. This is where the GPU comes in, the graphics processing unit. At first, it was simple, just rendering images, displaying visuals. But today, it does so much more. It creates worlds. Every game you play, every video you watch, every 3D environment, it's all processed here. Thousands of tiny calculations happening in parallel to create something smooth, realistic, and alive. For gamers, creators, designers, this is not just a component. It's the difference between ordinary and extraordinary. But none of these parts can function alone. They need something to connect them, something that allows them to communicate. That's the motherboard, the silent foundation of the entire system. Every component, CPU, RAM, storage, GPU, is connected through it. It doesn't calculate. It doesn't store, but allows everything else to work together, like a nervous system, carrying signals, coordinating actions. Without it, nothing works. And then there's power, because none of this exists without energy. That's the power supply. It takes electricity from your wall and converts it into something your computer can use. Stable, controlled, precise. Too little power, and your system fails. Too much, and it can be destroyed. It's not flashy. It's not visible, but it is essential, because even the most powerful system is useless without life. And with power comes heat. Every operation, every calculation generates it, which is why cooling exists. Fans, heat sinks, liquid cooling systems. Their job is simple. Keep everything under control, because performance means nothing if your system overheats. This is the balance every computer must maintain. Power and stability. And then there are the parts you actually interact with. The keyboard, the mouse, the monitor. These are your connection to the machine. The way you communicate with something that cannot speak. Every movement of your hand translated into digital action. Every idea turned into reality. So what connects all of these parts together? The CPU that thinks, the RAM that remembers, the storage that holds, the GPU that creates, the motherboard that connects, the power that fuels it all. Individually, they are nothing. But together, they become something incredible. A machine that can work, create, entertain, and connect. And maybe that's the most interesting part. Because a computer is not just technology. It's potential. It could be a tool for learning, a platform for creativity, a gateway to opportunity, or just a way to pass time. But what it becomes depends on you. So now the question is, you don't just have a computer, you have a system, a collection of parts working together for a purpose. But what are you using it for? And more importantly, what are you building with it?